midnight into fire season. There's still a lot of potential out there for fires, so be real careful with it. There's been very little moisture. Pine needles are still dry, cooler days, but windier. So they just need to be, if you got ground fires and stuff, go pay attention to them. Spaghetti Feed's coming up October 29th.
Matt, are you going to?
Sure. Yep. So, this month's recorder report, again, receipts versus expenses that come in and go out. So at the end of last month, I think we were roughly $15,000 behind our receipts. So we were in the 15,000 in the red. During Rob's report 2 weeks ago, we had more receipts than expenses. So our trend year to date is $6,200 behind. So we improved. Oops, sorry, getting ahead of myself here. In terms of sewer and water, we got one new customer this past month. We're gonna skip account deposits. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot my projector on my screen this month, so that's why I did that. So for delinquent, we had 6 accounts in the $300 club. Those letters went out, I think the 5th, if I remember, of this month. So far, no one has contacted us, so we have another 3 days for them to pay. And the outstanding amount is $1,459. There were no agreements. Sorry about, I didn't take that one out. We had two water shutoffs this month, and no agreements. New line hookups, 1 for sewer. The guys are going to be doing that here in the next week or so. And then of course we have the future service connection come springtime up on IBEX. And of course, tank pumps continue. Other notable things, and I said this last month, the library museum roof, pretty much all that stuff has been wrapped up. We did do it without a permit. A citizen reported us. When I contracted with the 3 contractors, didn't even occur to me to check for permits, but now it's all been settled. No more new information on the small allotment grant. Service line inventory, the database is complete. Now I just need to talk to the consultant again, and then we'll send all that off to the state. No progress on the filing. Property inquiries and lien searches, we're getting the usual amount, which is a few per month. So, and then the Blue Mountain Cemetery, which is the Sumter Cemetery, just kind of an update. Been working with Terry and Kathy. He's done some work up on the 10 acres, kind of clearing things out a bit. We still have some more stuff we want to do tomorrow. I'm going to go out there and take some measurements so that we can get a good plot plan of distances and so on and so forth, so that we can move to a master plan stage whereby we have to get the roads in first. The goal from the committee meeting has been that we want to have one section of the cemetery operating next summer. So not the full 10 acres, but just come up with one section that we'll work on it first. So what's important step in that is there's still several piles of stumps up there. And now is the perfect time to burn them. So if we could get the fire department to get up there and do that.
Talk to the boss.
Talk to the boss. Okay.
Well, talk to him personally, I'd wait a little longer. Because it's still plenty dry to do some damage around.
Got it.
But Kurt makes the call, not me.
Okay. So I guess we'll wait until after the meeting and
I'll-
look
Yeah,
up the
well,
church.
or he comes back on our,
That's it for me?
thank you, man.
Yep.
Hold that in.
There it goes.
Kurt,
Yes,
So, we were talking about the cemetery. So the goal is to get it up and running next summer, to be able to start selling plots and such. What's key to it is to burn off all those piles up there of stumps. So is that something we can get going on?
we can burn it. When I looked at them a year or so ago, there's some dirt in them.
the girl,
No, that'll burn off, we burn a lot of them.
Okay, yep, bring me 1,000 gallons of diesel and I'll burn it.
You need 1,000?
gallons.
Well, I'm not gonna wait on them all day. I mean, if we're gonna spray them down and torch them.
1,000 gallons, what's a gallon?
No, we don't need that much. When I looked at the files, you know, they need to be shook out, I think, but,
You know, we gotta, if Dave shows up with that machine before we start this, and I can pick him up and get dirt out.
yeah,
I
I'm
like
more
dirt
than
out.
happy to do it. But
Weather's
if they got
okay?
a bunch of dirt and stuff in them, they just burn slow and, you know, then you're constantly just, you know, shaking the pile out to get it to burn out good. If you can get them shook out in a good hot fire, a stump will burn, a pile will burn up pretty decent. It's gonna take some fuel though.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
so to tend the fires, can we use the John Deere?
Oh, I would think so, yeah.
Use the
Yeah.
bucket on the front?
Yeah, and you know, that could even be part of fuels reduction because you're reducing fuel. So
Exactly.
that's a 3-year grant. There's still a lot of money left.
Yeah.
What's that?
For the what?
Since I burned about thousands of peach tree stumps, you better off put the forks on, cool down, but get in there, pick them up, stir them. Because as long as you keep air going underneath them, they will keep burning. As they burn down and the dirt gets on them, that's when they start smoldering.
Well, I'll
And they
leave that-
last and last. and
I'll leave that
last.
up to you guys, that's your expertise.
Okay.
You guys are the pyros that are, you know, how to handle that stuff, so, you know, I don't mean to call you a pyromaniac, but, you guys know how to do it. So whatever it takes, I think this will work. So, okay,
But we're good with the weather right now, but it will be burned, or you wanna wait?
To start now to burn?
Yeah, that's the question.
How long have those stumps been pulled?
Over a year.
over a year, right?
Only a year.
Over a year.
Over a year?
Yeah, I think you pulled them in
Been there
July
a
of
year.
last year.
The biggest
Well,
thing
we
is,
can try some.
well, the thing is that right now, the dirt should come out of them because the dirt should be dry.
Mm.
But if it goes to snowing and raining, then bad dirt ain't gonna come out.
Right, till spring, till they dry out.
We need
I wonder-
moisture first, you know, before that.
Yeah.
And another question that could be asked to Dave is if he knows where he can get you, whether we rent one or not, stump burner, because that works the best.
Well, that's why,
Because like I
that's why he
said,
wants all the
Stump
diesel.
burner?
I mean, Peter Key would reduce diesel.
well, like I said, you get a stump burner because it's a fan and it's got injected fuel. So it burns, it throws it right on the stump and you'll burn up, we used to burn oak stumps in a half a day.
The
And that
fire
stump,
department can attend the fires,
Yeah, if the
guys.
if the fire department can do it, we're supposed to do it.
go,
We show 65% rain tomorrow.
Okay, so, and Curtis, you kind of keep in touch,
Yeah,
Terry and
yep,
that,
we'll
because
do it.
they're. Okay, moving on. New business, volunteer park, Mr. Patterson, got a question for you, John.
Shoot.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. On your application here, it says snow sledding in volunteer parks off granite. Are we gonna?
Or granite.
Oh, well, we couldn't tell if it was,
We could,
we couldn't tell what
It
it
looks like
was.
of. It looks like of
Or
granite.
granite.
no, it's, we talked about the merchants meeting,
Okay,
about doing more for,
yeah.
Christmas, the Christmas day.
So just gonna go into the park? Are you wanna use him?
We wanted do something with the little bench up here and slide down, but we're gonna need a culvert across the creek, so that may not be an option this year, but we were wondering if we could close Granite, put a couple of berms in there so they get a good jump before they hit the highway. I'm just kidding. Just stop them before they get to the highway, and then you can just blade it away after it's done, if we have enough snow. But there's really not a lot of activities for kids to do when they come up for the Christmas Day
So
parade.
this is basically for just the Christmas parade.
Yeah.
Day, not for the whole year.
No,
Oh, this is-
Okay.
but a volunteer park, we talked about, people might keep coming up here
To do that.
to do sledding. If we had something in volunteer park right there, it's easy for little kids. It's not like,
Yeah, for the,
you know, what we used to do at the Summit and Gathering Creek,
Yeah.
but you know, it's a nice little hill and it's not hard to get back up.
so this is basically for the Christmas
Yes.
events. Okay, because it wasn't on that, so,
Yeah.
on here, so.
So I would say probably no more than 2 days, right?
Yeah, just well,
Well, that
get it set up and then the Christmas Day and then Sunday,
Yeah.
plowed out.
Okay.
And just so you know, I did check with insurance on that too. So no, I did, and they do this, they close a road down all winter in LeGrand.
Yep.
Where the insurance people are, and so,
You have to close it pretty good though, John, because, all of the visiting snowmobilers that stay in this side of town, they do go up Granite and jog over, so.
Well, for a day they can go around.
we
Yeah,
can put a
yeah.
berm and maybe put some cones or put some of the delineators or something where people
I
can
was
see
gonna
it's
say, put
closed
the
off.
delineators out there with the ribbon across.
The one in the Grand Lit, it's closed permanently now, and that's what I sledded on when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. So, any other discussion on this?
No,
So we're going to, I entertain a motion to, okay, going forward on having Granite closed during the Christmas events for snow sledding and be sure it's burned up.
We'll make a motion to approve the snow sledding and volunteer park.
Well, second,
All in
For
favor?
Granite,
aye.
Or Granite?
Granite.
Oh, Granite.
On Granite Street.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. We'll just run
You want me to call Sherry?
Yes, you can. I mean, I know she was having some. But
Oh,
yeah, you-
okay, well, if
Yeah.
you,
Okay, the next on the agenda is storage shelters, private property, John Young. And he's attached the information. These are kind of like temporaries for your side by side.
Yeah,
and that
side
kind
by
of stuff.
side, and that's gonna hide the boat in one. A couple of weeks ago, I was down with Dawn, talking about the new shelter down at the mining museum. And I asked her if she had any, if I need a permit or anything. She basically said she didn't have anything to do with them. I'm not sure why, but she said I should bring it to council, so I'm bringing it here.
Okay, thank you.
And, okay, but they're just a temporary shelters, keep the snow out of them, that type of thing.
Is it fabric or metal? The cover,
It's metal frame and then it's the vinyl covers,
the vinyl.
you know, I don't know what to call them, but vinyl, plastic tarps, whatever you call them. And there are at least one here in town
Mhm.
and it held up, so, I'm sure I'll be out there knocking the snowballs off it all the
Sure.
time, but,
Okay,
so.
any other questions on that? Yeah, entertain a motion to, approve the request to put up 2 fabric type shelters on private property.
Oh, I make the motion that John can put up the temporary, covers.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you, Linda. One comment from experience. Storage containers, shelters like this, we don't need people to go crazy in their yards with this.
Oh, yeah.
We do have a 40% rule. if we can fold that into the newer ordinance.
The 40% rule only,
I,
goes to
yes,
the residential.
yes, only on residential, but
Okay,
we do have that rule to kind of keep us
I
a
know
lot
that.
more open territory, okay?
Okay, thank you.
And I will not exceed it.
Right, right. Okay, land use capability statement. Ready? So, are you gonna change how things are,
So
Is-
we got approval for putting the wholesale license in
Mhm.
on the end of our building
in what
back
way?
in March, I believe.
Okay,
And the state finally assigned us to an inspector or
mhm,
investigator. Anyway, it's taken this long, since March 20th is when we finally turned it in, to get assigned. And now they're saying that because the distribution company and our processing company don't have identical names, we can't have them in the same location. This would have been great information to know at the beginning, but
sure,
to change it at this point would require us to go back at the end of the line. So we're proposing to say that we're putting it in the cafe space for now, just so we can get the license obtained, because the state's no longer issuing new licenses. We have to buy an existing license from someone else. And we've been trying to do that since February, March. And that person's, wanting to get it done. And so rather than try to start out the process over, we're gonna put it in the cafe for now. And then worry about changing names or whatever we're gonna have to do in the future.
so the distribution part is gonna be in Suite 101 then.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get it all rearranged before May, so we can open the cafe back up.
So you think you will get the cafe back on, maybe?
Yeah.
Any questions on this, or any here?
Nope.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve, the land use capability statement for Eastern Oregon Distribution LLC.
I'll make the motion to, approve the, use compatibility statement for Eastern Oregon Distribution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the next thing here, holiday council meeting schedule. So since the holidays are coming, we're back in, next month we'll have one meeting, our second Tuesday. And in December, we'll have our one meeting. Second Tuesday, we'll drop the ones at the end. And,
26th and the 23rd.
yeah,
Okay.
so anybody that has them scheduled, please note that we will only have one meeting. And then old business, I guess we don't have, you've already kind of given the cemetery report right now, that's where you're at.
Yeah, unless Terry has anything else he wants to add.
Do you have anything
On the
else you want to
cemetery.
add to his report?
I don't know where to start.
Well, you and Matt will be starting.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
You know, we kind of, we've already kind of got an agenda going.
Okay, that's good. I report, in old business, I reported the last council that they were having to come back to work on our water tank because it had a leak, the new one. It's been fixed. They flew the guy from Hawaii to fix it, and it was a loose bolt. So it's been fixed.
It's a very expensive bowl.
There's a very expensive bolt. So, but they are gonna proceed on getting the blue tank fixed still this year. It's still on the works. I haven't quite got the dates on that yet. Then,
So is the new tank now ready to go online?
yeah, they're gonna get it ready to go online as soon as they get ready to do the other one. And we'll know, we're gonna have a progress report here soon. And then we did, for old business, we had, I'm gonna add, we had a counselor's workshop this morning and discussed several things. I guess the one thing that everybody needs to know is, Armstrong wants to work less hours, so he's going to become part-time, working on large project grants, the cemetery, other, research. And we're developing a description, and we will be putting out for a new city clerk. We're still working on the details, because I gotta talk to Gaslamp County and the insurance company, but that will hopefully be posted in November, because Matt's gonna reduce his hours as of January. So we discussed that. The other thing we discussed is everybody needs to come with some ideas. We're looking at flea market management. It burns up a lot of clerk time. So we're looking at the community to maybe come up with some ideas on sharing the management, just some ideas of how to run the flea market efficiently with the city and to not burn up quite as much time. We want to have an open workshop on this, and we're asking people to bring their ideas of how to do this. And I think we came up with, what date did we come up with, Matt?
I don't remember.
Yeah. We're gonna give you a couple weeks to come up with some ideas. Sorry, I wrote down the date and then didn't.
I didn't even remember.
So, I think I said November 7th. And so does that date work for you guys?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll tentatively do it for November 7th. We gotta check with Sherry also. And we'll have an open workshop where you come with your ideas, and we're gonna kind of throw in ideas and discuss it and see what'll work.
What time was it?
I'm gonna try to do maybe 9 a.m., but I'll let everybody know. We'll get it posted, and Matt can post it on the website, but I need to check with Sherry and stuff. So let's make that tentative.
Is that gonna be here?
Mhm. Yeah. So we'll get more information, but just start thinking about it. We talked also about volunteer park improvements, about going for OPRD for a grant as soon as they open. We need to work on getting some pricing and kind of get some of how much it's gonna cost, and then we will try to get some new equipment into the park. And then the last thing we discussed was sewer and water ordinances. Our ordinance says the due date is one day, and it's delinquent one day. Our contract says another day. Our bills don't have a due date on it. So we're gonna work on that as far as getting, when you get, your bill, it's actually gonna have a due date on it. And we're gonna clarify that when you actually become delinquent. Because for our ordinances, when you get too delinquent, we start sending out shut-up notices. And there seems to be some confusion on this, so we discussed it, and we're gonna start working on getting it on our statement. We're gonna have to talk to Gaslamp, and then when we get a plan and the actual dates, we will send it out in a flyer in your bills, so everybody will know when things are actually delinquent, because there has been some confusion. And what else did I miss? Oh, yeah, and
I think that's it.
yeah, we have your little worksheet that we'll work on. Okay. It's been kind of a busy day today. Councilor comment. Bill, do you have anything?
Nope.
Marcia?
I do. I've been approached a couple of times. There's been some confusion as far as our ordinance goes on the recent fire we had. And yes, Jeff and Ananda can rebuild. It is commercial residential. It's not straight commercial, so they can rebuild their house. They've been told otherwise. That the rumors going around that they couldn't build, so just wanted to clear that up. It is commercial, residential, and or.
Sure. I
Nope.
have one thing. During public comment last meeting, John Patterson asked about his line that we have to correct. I've talked to him since, and the guys have talked to him. They've found the line. They broke the line, but we've ordered the supplies and everything, and instead of starting at April of next year, we're gonna start at June 1st for it, so you can use it. So that has been worked out with us, so wanted to address that as it came up. Okay, public comment. John?
Just like to remind everyone that the new community center, Volunteer Hall, the old church, we're having an open house Thursday night, 5:30 to 6:30. Everyone's invited, and I promise to warn you before we start the annual meeting so you can escape.
Okay.
Okay, come on up, take a look at the building,
What was the time on that again?
5:30 to 6:30.
24th.
Come on up, have some cake.
What? 24th?
Pardon?
The 24th?
The 24th, this Thursday.
Okay.
There's some signs out on the road and sign up by the church, by the building.
Okay.
Get out of the habit.
Thank you. Anybody else?
You get up.
John?
At the meeting today, while you guys were wondering about sprinklers and that, I texted Dawn, the volunteers can do it.
Okay.
And we're starting another volunteer group in town. I have about 20 people interested in it. So we could do that at the Snowmobile Club meeting, went to the first one this last, and they want to possibly chip in money towards that, fixing up that park.
Right.
But their big question was,
Mhm.
if we put all this money into it and fix it, the city won't want to mow it. That was the question. So will the city maintain what the improvements are made after they're done?
Well, yes, we do, Jeff does mow it. Yes, the city does.
It'll be neat to be mowed weekly if there's grass and sprinkled.
Well, yeah, if we have
Okay.
grass.
But you're not gonna put grass where all the playground equipment and stuff.
No,
like that.
just out to where all the spotted knapweed is.
Oh.
That's not good playground stuff. And then I have a question. Sherry Brandt said, there's a person that wants to change the name, offered a new name, that she was protecting them. Why would you need to be protected in this town for offering a suggestion?
I don't know. That was.
Anybody got an idea on that one?
I never heard, she didn't
Yeah,
come forward.
so I'm not talking about Sherry, I'm talking about anybody in this town says something, they don't need protected, it's free
And
country.
she's not here to tell us.
Yeah,
why.
I know, I was gonna ask her,
So,
but.
but yeah, so I don't know.
And
why. She-
I don't think, you can call it anything you want. It can
Right.
still be volunteer park. The city has control of it. It's owned by the Forest Service, right? USDA? Who owns the property?
No,
Oh, no,
it was deeded over to the city
city,
with the provision that it be used as a park.
Okay.
yeah.
As long
That
as
was
it's
the
used
nice-
as a park.
Cause I
Yeah,
think.
it can be named anything, it's just always been volunteer park. So,
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think you need to change the name.
well, I guess that's
So-
something if, at some point, if people wanna talk about it, we can.
Okay.
Okay,
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
today we're like, well, it's not the volunteers park, it's the city's park.
well, that's what
So-
that's what Sherry said, that she had a conversation with somebody,
Yeah,
not sure,
okay.
not with anybody here. Okay, anybody else? Yes, sir.
Joe Romano, I'm just curious, what type of management problems are you having with the flea market? So that we can come up with an idea of what is actually, what your town
Yeah.
is.
I think it's not, our employees our employees have to work the weekend. So the management is, we're gonna have to change schedules. Change schedules. It takes a lot of time. Starting in January,
The new applications go up on the
Application, yes.
website.
goes on the website. So the calls, as it gets closer to flea market, the calls are continual. So like in Matt's case, when he's trying to do a lot of other stuff, he gets totally he gets
Just
interrupted.
bombarded with.
They're bombarded and they call, they don't understand the applications, they want to ask questions about footage. I mean, it's just kind of a continual thing where the city's looking at, we're going to have to either dedicate a person to that during flea market time or hire somebody, or, it's just, we need to see what's more, if there's a more efficient way.
Okay.
Because it is very busy during,
So the management problem is within.
it's not a management problem.
Well,
It's a time
Drain.
management, because the city clerk, like what Matt's doing right now, he's actually putting, monies into the computer. I mean, he's doing a lot of data loading and stuff, and he has to take phone calls. Or he has to answer questions, but he's very good at answering them. But then he's behind on what he was doing, or he has to go redo it. So it's just, the city may, if they continue to do it, they may have to say during these months of the flea market, we're only gonna be open 8 to noon, and then the rest of the time is gonna be dealt with flea market. So we decided we throw it out to see if the community had a way.
Okay, that's what I wanted to clarify.
Yeah, the community, a way to manage this. I mean, the city's not totally out of it, but we are asking for help of how it would be more efficient.
Okay.
Okay?
And then you have the city employees, they have the 2 big holidays a year and they're required to work or change shifts. So it's not fair to your employees to have them working on Labor Day and Memorial Day weekend through the whole thing. It's kind of a bummer for them. They don't get to go and do anything.
Well, they get triple time, they do.
No, they don't.
No, I
No, they don't.
I'm salary.
Yeah, it would be nice, but yes, sorry. So,
I got something else.
okay, John.
Okay, at the merchants meetings, we talked about Christmas Day, and John Young, I would love to take over Christmas Day when you're done. I don't know if that's this year or what, but I would like to take that over.
What do you mean by when I'm done?
Whenever you're, well, you
Okay,
can't do it forever, John. So,
Nobody can.
nobody can.
that's
Nobody can
between,
do everything.
that's between you guys.
Okay, but I just want to let everybody know, the merchants, after Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
we're gonna be putting up Christmas lights and we're gonna do a 1, 2, 3 and boom, and light up the whole town. That's the goal.
Okay,
So,
Can we coordinate that with the Christmas tree?
yes,
Because we will be doing the Christmas tree as normal.
so you two need to make
Okay,
a plan,
okay.
okay?
yep,
Okay,
I'm all in.
okay. Anything else?
I make the motion that we adjourn.
I'll
Okay.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned at 4:35.
Once come in. Yeah.
Hey, Janet.
Sure.
Do you have to sign it?
Yeah, I need to email it after that.
Yeah, I'm getting another one. I'll show you.